When I think about which multi-tool is the best overall, and the 4" to 4¼ frame, the Leatherman Arc definitely springs to mind. It's got a fantastic tool set. It's built on that Leatherman free technology. It has a bit driver this time. It's got long implements. We have this really fantastic magnet cut blade. All those things make it one of the best multi-tools right now on the market, period. When we think about lower end budget tools, what is the best? The Rock Tool Gen R with its VG10 knife blade springs to mind. Again, this is a fantastic tool that looks a lot like the Leatherman Arc, but even has some advantages like this 1/4" bit driver. I think this is a fantastic tool as well. So we've established the best. What about the cheapest? The best multi-tools under $15 on Amazon right now. Well, I think it has to be at least this multi-tool right here. This is a no-name multi-tool, but it's got some pretty good roots in that it is a copy of the Gerber MP600, the military version, the EOD DET version right here with the C4 spike. So this is the actual multi-tool that it's copying, and you see that it looks very, very similar. Now, in some versions, they even had the Gerber name, they had the USA stamp. This one does not. So I'm glad that this one doesn't really claim to be Gerber. They used to put it right here on this side, just like Gerber did, and try to just fool people, really. But this one, it does look the part, but again, it doesn't have that name set. All right. So we have these crimpers right here. Now, this does make this tool a little bit less useful. We have the cutters right here on the bottom. This is one-handed opening pliers, and I was using this yesterday. It definitely does work. Works pretty good right here. I was pretty impressed with how this tool feels. This tool came in for, I think, around $13, and for $13, it feels a lot better than any $13 tool should. I think it holds a lot of value. Now, the C4 spike, I don't know what you would use this for. I don't think that's going to be very valuable for most people. There is a file of dubious quality. Even though I think this is one of the better tools, it's not because all the tools are great. They aren't. But I do think it has some useful tools. You can see there is a smaller screwdriver, bottle cap lifter. Now, just as in the original Gerber, I do think this will be prone to break off. There's this screwdriver on this side. We have the can opener. Then, on the other side, there is this knife, Phillips screwdriver. Right there we go. The lanyard hole, or the lanyard place for a lanyard, and then the C4 spike. The knife is obviously a combo blade, and then you can even use an adapter on the Phillips screwdriver. Here's an adapter from an actual Gerber kit. This fits right on the Phillips screwdriver. Then you can have a locking bit driver on your fake Gerber multi-tool. That does make this a lot more useful. You have all these locking tools inside, measurements, inches, centimeters. Pretty cool tool, again, for $13. Now, I did want to mention before we move on that I had another of these tools that I really enjoyed modifying. I actually put a pocket clip on this one that slides around a little bit. I didn't really care about making it perfect. You can see how this one tried to copy Gerber USA right there. And then on the C4 spike, I actually ground it down and I made it into a 4mm bit driver that locks into place. I have a whole video on that. You can find that on my YouTube channel, how I did that. With this one, you can actually switch in legitimate Gerber parts, as I did here. I actually put a universal, not T-shank, but the universal saw exchanger on here. So for $13, I think with these copies of the Gerber, you're getting a lot of value, just like with the Wave copies, you're getting a lot of value. For $13, it's a pretty good deal. Now, the next tool we'll talk about is the Sewer Pro, except it isn't on Amazon. So on Amazon, this is listed as something else, but it looks pretty much exactly the same as this, except it doesn't have the black accents. It actually has these in chrome. It is called the Zovi DAIUG, whatever that is. Sovidog? I don't know. But it looks like it has the spring-loaded pliers. It definitely has the scissors. It has the knife. The same tool set in the handle. When I look at the pictures, it's got the can opener, screwdriver, the cutter, Phillips screwdriver, also the awl as well. All right here, then the pocket clip. Now, these were sort of the original Leatherman Wave copies. I remember a couple years ago when these came out, I think they were for about the same price, $13. People went crazy. There was all kinds of videos made about how these were destroying Leatherman and how Leatherman had a huge competition now. These were sort of the end thing for a couple months or so. And I remember desperately searching for these on Amazon, trying to find one that was $13 or $11. This great deal that everyone was talking about in their YouTube videos. And I ended up only finding ones for $20 to $30 because the price had gone way up. Now we have tools like the Rock Tool Gen R. And so these tools have now, I think, really lost the value that people had for them. That doesn't mean they're bad tools. They still have a great set of scissors. They've got a great knife. Not a huge fan of the internal tools, but you can even find some adapters that work with this right here to use with 1/4 inch bits. In the internal tool set, I'm sure it is, more useful for some people. Also, you notice that these do have replaceable wire cutters. They have the spring-loaded pliers, and then they have a pretty nice pocket clip, as well as the scales right here that are highly visible. Hopefully, you won't lose your multi-tool as much. I think for $13, this is honestly probably the better of the two. It seems like the knife blade, the scissors are better made, that the handle material, that the pliers are a bit better made. This one right here is definitely cheap. It feels a little bit cheaper, especially in the internal tools, even though I have to say that I like the tool set a little bit better on this one. So I would go for this one if you want the cheapest tool out there that I can find on Amazon. But if you like more of a classic design, then I would not be afraid to try this one out for $13. That's almost like throwaway money in this age. You can't buy hardly anything for $13. So I think both of these are pretty much a steal right now on Amazon.